Alrighty, gang, we're at the computer and I got my drawing software up and we're going to open up a piece of the scanner dealy bob. Let me see. There we go. Okay, and we're going to open up the tower. Come on. There we go. Oh, computer's a little cold. Okay, so we've got a tower kind of laying on its side, this big old curved piece here. And you got camera mount, camera mount, camera mount, camera mount. And this actually stands vertically. And then down there is what all the cameras are pointing at. And that'll be rotating and we'll be taking pictures of it. But right now we're going to cut it out. So what I usually do is I do my drawing. And then I come up over in here and I tell it, oh, my mouse isn't working too good. I tell it to export. And I tell it down here what kind of file I want to export it as, and that's a DXF. So we'll get over here and we'll export as a DXF file. And I'm going to put that up here in the scanner DXF file. Yeah, okay. The mouse is just not cooperating right now. Anyway, so here you have your scanner tower DXF. And we'll remember that for later. Then I come down here and open up my Cut 2D program. And we get up here and we open an existing file. And we go in the scanner DXF. And we open up that scanner tower. There it is. Anyway, we highlight it so it's all pink and dotty. And then we tell it we want to make a profile toolpath. And we tell it how deep we want to cut, what direction we want to cut, whether we want to cut the inside or the outside. And we install some tabs in it and to hold the piece in place as it's being cut. And then we tell it that we want it to do its thing and figure it all out and create the the G code that the router uses. We'll just close this. And we end up with a file to tell the computer what, or to tell the router what to do. And then we close this guy up. And we keep this picture open on the laptop computer. And we go over here to the router. We'll just zoom that out a little bit. And there's the router computer. We've got a jump drive with that file on it. And we'll wiggle the mouse a little bit here. and it's opening up. There's my software. And we're going to go up here to the file menu, and it says load G-code. There's your choices. There's that tower. So we're going to load that. And now the tower, all of the instructions to cut the tower are right there. Zillion lines of code. So the router is ready to make that piece. And I got to screw this piece of wood down, and I'll come back to you. So we got some screws set, and we'll just knock them home. Part of the reason I keep that drawing open on the computer is so that I know, whoops, come on, where's me moose? Is so that I know that I can, where I can put screws. This is going to be a little close here. I'm going to have to pull that screw out. But down here, it's a mile from anything. Over here, it's a mile from anything. Over here, it's a mile from anything. But that one, I'm going to move it over here about, 30 millimeters. And we'll accomplish that by pre-drilling. I use an 1/8 inch bit with these particular screws. And we'll come in and we'll just back this guy out. And we'll put him over here. And we'll send him back to the job. Okay. Get this out of the way. And, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, where was we when we were so rudely interrupted by that phone call? Let me see. I think I was about to tell my computer right here to go to 0. Oh, wait a minute. We got to turn on the power for the system. Yeah, there we go. Got some, whoa. Got some hissing stepper motors now. Okay. Everybody's ready to go. Come on, focus. There you go. Okay. Okay. Go to 0. And we're telling it to go to 0. But we've put a different piece of wood down, so we've got to move our 0 a little bit. And we'll just take care of that like this here. We'll put our finger on the right arrow button, or the left arrow button. And there we go. I'm a little shaky. Okay. We'll do that. Yep, is that it? That where it wants to be? I can do this. I'm ever so skilled. Well, you know, that looks pretty good for rock and roll. Okay. And then we go back up here. And we tell that X dimension that instead of -50, it's 0. So X, Y, Z are at 0, and the router bit is right at the corner of the wood. And oh shoot, I took my laptop inside. Oh well, trust me, 0 on the drawing is the corner of the piece of wood. And we're gonna see if it makes this piece. Let me get the zoom that out a little bit. Let me get the headphones on, which is no small task with oh, now I can't hear how loud I'm talking. Oh well. It's gonna get noisy, kids. And we're done. There you are. Well, let's see what we got. Let's get the router out of the way. It's up in the air, so I can just shove it back. And again, we'll hit the shift for speed and the arrow for direction. Okay. Let's see how solid this piece is in here. Came out pretty good. And again, there's a tab, there's a tab, there's a tab, there's a tab that these little guys held it in place while it was being cut out. This is just a little dust that got packed under it. I'm using a down cutting bit so that it cuts a fairly clean line on the top, but it does tend to push stuff out the bottom of the cut. But that just cleans up. You take it over to the sander and poof, it's clean. So there's my vertical. Okay. I took the liberty of rounding the corners off a little bit so those fit in the slots better. And a cell phone mounts here. Why is that not focusing? Focus. I seem to lack focus. Maybe if I unlock that. Hey, boy, I could sleep good tonight. I learned something. Okay, you can see that that looks a lot like your average shape of cell phone. And the camera is going to be right about here, pointing up in that direction. This one will mount here, camera pointing in that direction. And it's forming a theme that the cameras, when mounted in all four positions, will hit roughly this area. And I have a record turntable that'll sit here with a post, and my model will sit on top of the post, right where all those cameras line up. And then we'll turn the model and take 12 pictures from here, 12 pictures from here, 12 pictures from here, 12 pictures from here. 48 pictures. It gets loaded into a software. And you end up with a 3D scan, I guess. We'll find out. I'm going to finish these parts up a little nicer and put it together a dry test fit and show you the whole rigmarole. Back in a flash. And we're back. Let me just turn off the power here. There we go. Okay. So we have here a record turntable, a dry fit assembled tower, and the cell phone mounts. Again, just dry fit. This is how accurate this machine cuts. You tell it a certain size and it will make things a certain size. So we have here a piece that I made with my little milling machine. You see we've got a 7mm hole in the middle there. And that happens to be a 7mm post. And we find it, and it drops right on. So now this is mounted on my, it's supposed to be a press fit, but I screwed up. That'll be an epoxy fit. Anyway, so our record table will turn. It'll be marked off 12 points of the compass. And up here we have a little platform. My hands are really shaky. I'm sorry. I think my blood sugar's just a touch low. I better check that pretty soon. Anyway, we have a 1/4 inch diameter up here. And let's say that's a 1/4 inch hole. And we just put that over that. And it slides down to the shoulder there. And it slides down to the shoulder there. And this is the piece we want to model. Click, 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 click 12 times from this position, from that position, from that position, and from that position. Notice they all kind of point the same direction. It's as if somebody designed it that way. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I like my router. It makes really cool stuff. Amazing, amazing. Just, I didn't have toys like this when I was a kid. That's all.